And now, hidden from sight for over 2 millennia, ancient steps have been unveiled at the renowned ancient pool of Siloam in Jerusalem, a site of profound significance in both the New and Old Testaments. And Now TV's William Sharon has more on this historic discovery.
For centuries, whispers of the Antichrist have echoed through history. A figure of ultimate evil destined to deceive and lead humanity astray. Many dismissed it as mere folklore, a cautionary tale. But what if those whispers were more than just stories? The details are sketchy, but one thing's clear. Something terrifying has happened in Jerusalem, and some believe it could be a harbinger of a far greater evil, the rise of the Antichrist. Is this just panic in the face of the unknown, or is there something more sinister at play? In Jerusalem, archaeologists are digging up old things to learn about the past. They're finding cool stuff that helps us understand how the city used to be. Even during tough times, these discoveries remind us of Israel's strong history and its people's strength. One important discovery is the ancient pool of Siloam. It's in the lower part of Old Jerusalem and was important during the time of the Second Temple. This pool, sitting high at 625 meters above sea level, was where people started their journey to Jerusalem. It was a big deal for pilgrims, marking the beginning of their spiritual trip. According to stories, the pool wasn't just for water, it had a special meaning for the community. In ancient times, the Pool of Siloam was a significant spot in Jerusalem where pilgrims began their journey to the Temple Mount. It was a joyful occasion marked by the sharing of sweets in the temple courtyards. Additionally, the pool served as a place for purification rituals before entering the Temple Mount for spiritual fulfillment. During the reign of Hezekiah, the pool underwent a major transformation. Hezekiah, understanding the importance of protecting the city's water supply, ordered the construction of the Siloam Tunnel. This engineering marvel diverted water from the Gihon spring to the city, safeguarding it from potential attacks by the Assyrian king, Sennacherib. Originally known as the Lower Pool, mentioned in the book of Isaiah, it was part of a network of pools including an older upper pool connected by a Canaanite tunnel. Over time, renovations were made, likely during Alexander the Great's reign, turning it into a bustling center of activity. In Jesus' time, the Pool of Siloam was where significant events occurred, including the healing of a blind man as recounted in the Gospel of John. Despite its smaller size compared to traditional mikvah pools, it served as a gathering place for spiritual pilgrims. However, during the First Jewish-Roman War in 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the pool, altering its fate. Over centuries, sediment gradually covered the site, burying its history until recent archaeological excavations revealed its secrets. Stories from ancient times, especially during the Roman and Byzantine periods, talk about Emperor Hadrian building a shrine around 135 CE dedicated to 4 nymphs. There's debate among historians about whether this shrine was where the famous Pool of Siloam stood. But either way, it set the stage for future constructions. During the reign of Empress Eudoxia, a big project took place. They wanted to make a reservoir near Hezekiah's tunnel, which was a well-known landmark. However, this reservoir was different from the ancient Siloam pool. Despite these differences, the site remained important and mysterious until recent archaeological discoveries shed light on its secrets. As archaeologists dug up an ancient staircase leading to the Siloam pool, they uncovered more about its history, giving us a peek into the lives of the people who used to gather there. The pool wasn't just a regular gathering spot. It was a sacred place where the divine met the human world. During Jesus' time, this pool was bustling with life and activity. It had a square shape with angled ends that gave a beautiful view of the surroundings. Among the ruins, offerings, and artifacts hinted at the pool's spiritual importance. One remarkable event at this pool happened in 29 AD when Jesus healed a blind man. Jesus made clay and applied it to the man's eyes, then told him to wash in the Siloam pool. Miraculously, the man regained his sight. This caused quite a stir in Jerusalem, with religious leaders debating whether Jesus broke Sabbath laws by healing on that day. Some argued Jesus showed compassion, while others accused him of disregarding religious customs. This event made people rethink tradition, compassion, and the power of faith to challenge norms. Many saw Jesus' actions as a demonstration of love and kindness, showing the true meaning of the Sabbath. The discovery of the pool of Siloam, exactly as described in the Bible, sparked debates about faith and religious rules. Some argued that the Sabbath, a day of rest, should be used to help others, not just follow rigid rules. This view challenged traditional interpretations and led to discussions about compassion within religious practice. The healing performed by Jesus at the pool further fueled these discussions, making people question how religious rules should be applied in the face of suffering. The pool itself became a symbol of this clash between following tradition and embracing change. For Christians, the pool's discovery was a confirmation of biblical stories, strengthening their faith. However, skeptics questioned the direct link between the pool and miracles, arguing that its existence doesn't guarantee the supernatural events described in the Bible. This discovery has become a focal point for discussions about faith, doubt, and the meaning of religious texts. Believers see it as a miracle, while others offer more practical explanations. Historians are also using the pool to learn more about the past. In another part of the Bible, Jesus talked about the pool of Siloam during a big festival. He said that anyone who was thirsty could come to him for a special kind of water that would satisfy them forever. He meant that if people believed in him, they would receive the Holy Spirit, which is like a special kind of living water that brings joy and comfort. These stories remind us that the pool of Siloam isn't just a regular pool. It's a place where Jesus showed his love and power, bringing hope and healing to those in need. The pool of Siloam in Jerusalem played a dual role in the city's life. It served as a vital part of the ancient water supply system, but it also held deep significance in religious practices and rituals. For centuries, the pool has been a destination for travelers seeking spiritual connection or hoping for a miracle cure. Stories of people experiencing healing or spiritual awakenings after visiting the pool continue to circulate. Even with the passage of time and changing beliefs, the pool of Siloam remains a captivating place, drawing people to the intersection of faith, history, and the mysteries of human experience. Often confused with the pool of Siloam, the pool of Bethesda is another significant site in Jerusalem. Both hold historical and religious importance, but the pool of Bethesda has more well-known stories and fewer mysteries surrounding it. Located near the Sheep Gate, the pool of Bethesda is mentioned in the Gospel of John in the New Testament. The story describes the pool as a gathering place for the sick and injured, who believed an angel would occasionally stir the waters. The first person to step in after this event would supposedly be cured. This story has made the pool of Bethesda famous for its association with miraculous healing. The pool had 5 covered walkways, providing shade and shelter for those who came seeking relief from their ailments. This created a lively atmosphere where people could share their experiences and offer support to one another. Beyond its association with healing, the pool of Bethesda served as a social hub, a place for friends and families to gather, share news, and connect. The pool's architecture itself was considered impressive for its time. The 5 covered walkways not only provided comfort, but also added a sense of grandeur. The pool of Bethesda wasn't just a pool. It was a place where people held on to the hope of miraculous cures. Crowds would gather, their faith and desperation tangible in the air. This is the scene Jesus encountered when he arrived and found a man who hadn't walked for nearly 40 years. Imagine spending 38 years unable to walk, relying on others for everything. No wonder the encounter between the paralyzed man and Jesus became legendary. When Jesus spoke the words of healing, it must have felt like a dream. One moment he was resigned to his fate, the next he was being told to stand and walk. Disbelief must have turned to pure joy as he rose to his feet, strength returning to his limbs. News of this miracle spread like wildfire, drawing even more people to the pool of Bethesda, each with their own hopes for healing. But Jerusalem holds more mysteries than just stories of miraculous cures. The city itself is a treasure trove of ancient secrets, with each discovery sparking debates and discussions. In a recent find, Israeli scholars stumbled upon what they believe is an impressive palace dating back to the biblical era of the Jewish kingdom. Located south of Jerusalem's Old City, this isn't just any ordinary find. It's a collection of ancient wonders. Imagine walking through the ruins, seeing intricately carved stone buildings rise from the ground. Imagine artifacts whispering stories of a glorious past. Among these treasures are beautifully decorated stone capitals that once adorned columns, adding to the palace's majestic aura. Archaeologists were amazed to find well-preserved details of decorated window frames, too. The big mystery is why these valuable objects were buried in such a secretive way. The prevailing theory suggests the palace dates back to the 8th or 7th century BC, a significant period in ancient history. Visitors marvel at the column capitals, some of the most beautiful examples of royal architecture ever found. The Israel Antiquities Authority has called this discovery a breathtaking revelation, one that rewrites history books and captures the imagination of people worldwide. Professor Yaakov Billig, the excavation leader, is particularly excited by a curious discovery. Two ancient capitals neatly stacked on top of each other in a mysterious burial. He ponders the reason behind such an act, adding another layer of intrigue to this captivating find. This hidden palace is just one of the many mysteries that archaeologists are eager to unravel in Jerusalem, a city where history comes alive and the past continues to surprise us. The recent excavation of a magnificent palace in Jerusalem offers a glimpse into the city's past. This grand structure likely met its end during the Babylonian conquest in 586 BC. Imagine the fortunate residents enjoying breathtaking views of the city of David and the Temple Mount, a place of immense significance to both Jews and Muslims, referred to as Haram al-Sharif. The Israel Antiquities Authority believes the palace housed Judean kings, or a powerful noble family, judging by its strategic location and grandeur. The carvings on the capitals, those striking decorations at the top, are like windows into the past. Skilled artisans painstakingly carved intricate designs that tell stories of ancient times. These patterns aren't just random. They capture the essence of life in the kingdoms of Judah and Israel. Interestingly, similar designs have even found their way onto modern-day Israeli currency. People using the 5-shekel coin might not realize the rich historical legacy they carry in their pockets. It's like carrying a piece of ancient history with them. Of course, with any historical mystery, there are doubters. Some experts question the authenticity of certain stories, like the City of David, sparking debates and discussions. It's like archaeologists are detectives, piecing together the puzzle of ancient civilizations. These discoveries spark our imaginations, painting vivid pictures of life in biblical times. But it's important to remember that history isn't always clear-cut. Just like a good mystery novel, there are twists and turns, and interpretations can vary widely. These findings shed light on the historical context of biblical stories, but they also leave room for speculation and further exploration. Here's another fascinating discovery from 2007. Two ancient pottery seals, blackened by fire, were found near a corner. Dating back to the time of Solomon's temple's destruction, they bear Hebrew names. Interestingly, two of these names appear to correspond to ministers mentioned in a story about the prophet Jeremiah. Near this historic corner, another remarkable find awaited. A pediment gable, now exhibited in the Israel Museum, dates back to the time of David. Across from it stands a replica of David's palace, depicted on the Israeli 5-shekel coin. At the base of what's believed to be David's palace lie remnants of ancient homes, including well-preserved columns. Among these ruins, the remains of a lavish 2-story house suggest opulence. Its owner likely enjoyed the proximity to the king's home and even had luxuries like a private toilet with a separate entrance. These discoveries paint a fascinating picture of Jerusalem's past, revealing a grand palace, intricate artwork, and even connections to biblical stories. As archaeologists continue their work, more secrets of this ancient city are sure to be unveiled. The Pool of Siloam is believed to have been built between 516 BC and 70 AD, during the time of the Second Temple. It was a massive reservoir carved out of rock, capable of holding over 2 million gallons of water. The pool was supplied by a complex system of aqueducts and channels that brought water from the Gihon Spring, a vital water source in ancient Jerusalem. This pool was important for religious ceremonies, especially during the Jewish festival of Sukkot, when people would come to purify themselves. It was also believed to have healing properties, so sick and weak people would visit it seeking relief. In the New Testament, there's a story about Jesus healing a man who was born blind by telling him to wash his eyes in the Pool of Siloam. This event is seen as a miracle by Christians and is considered a significant moment in Jesus' life. In ancient times, Christians used to travel long distances to visit the Pool of Siloam in Jerusalem. This pool was very important to them because it had special buildings nearby, like churches and hospitals. People believed the water from the pool could heal them, so they came from far away to visit. Around 1500 years ago, a big church was built by Emperor Justinian I over the pool. It was a beautiful place for worship. Unfortunately, in 614 AD, the church was destroyed by invaders from Persia, leaving only ruins behind. In the 1800s, a British engineer named Robinson rediscovered the Pool of Siloam while he was looking for something else. He was amazed by what he found and wrote about it in his journal. People started digging up the pool and fixing it, and now it's a popular spot for tourists to visit. But the Pool of Siloam isn't just a historical site. It's also mentioned in the Bible. It's where Jesus performed miracles, like healing a blind man. This story teaches us about faith and hope. So, when people visit the Pool of Siloam today, they're not just seeing an old pool, they're connecting with stories from the Bible and finding inspiration in their faith. Today, the Pool of Siloam is considered one of Jerusalem's most important historical sites. It's near the Old City and the Temple Mount in the Silwan neighborhood. Visitors can go down a staircase to see the ancient rock walls of the pool. It's a peaceful place with lots of greenery and a calm atmosphere. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe this is a sign of the coming apocalypse? Have your own theories about the Antichrist? Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos exploring the mysteries of the world.